appreciate you how you here, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like real shit, bro. You've been supporting me ever since I started doing whatever I've been doing that I call breeding. But today, like, I know I called you. I remember calling you when I first met you, and I had problems with weapon and litter dropping and stuff. I ain't get no C-section and shit, and every time I called you was there. So I gotta give you a shout out for that, because you fuck with me, bro, and you gonna have to.
Appreciate it.
But yeah, so by that being one of my biggest problems, this is why I wanted to create the podcast, so I can get help, so I can get insight and get other people insight. I lost a litter, you know what I'm saying? Not getting a C-section. So, like just to start off, like why do you think it's so important for people to get C-sections, or to make sure that it's for show? Like, cause I didn't make sure it was for show. Like, why is it important?
So honestly, my take on it, in my experience, as far as the reason why it's so important to do C-sections is because, for one, you could run into potential issues if you want to do a natural birth. And what I mean by run into potential issues is that you may have a dog that may not be able to pass through the birth canal. And so that creates a dog being stuck in a birth canal, and you're forced into an emergency C-section. Emergency C-section typically runs about 3 to 4 grand roughly, or more depending on wherever you're at. Also, I feel like with C-sections, it's in and out. It's an in and out situation with a C-section.
It is.
On top of that, versus having a natural birth, you could be waiting hours on top of hours for a dog to deliver a puppy or whatnot, and
go give me one.
You can wait hours on top of hours for a dog to have puppies or whatnot, and you know what I'm saying. It's just a waiting game, and I don't feel like that a dog should really be going through all the type of stress. So that's just my take on it. For that, yes, I always tell people it's always a risk when you are doing.
And I took a loss. I took a loss doing that. I lost all my whole litter except for one. So, all right, go ahead.
So I feel like, you know what I'm saying, with doing the C-section, that's always a risk when you are doing something anesthetic wise. There's always a risk. So that's why you always do what they call pre-anesthetic blood workup.
What's that?
And pretty much what they do is they do a blood panel on your dog to check the liver, kidney, enzymes, and things like that to make sure it's safe that your dog can go up anesthesia. Yeah, and all those tests can run long, but nobody still knows how the dog themselves may react to the anesthetic until it happens. So that's why they sign. You have waivers and certain things like that, depending on what vet you go to for C-section. So so that's my take on it. I'ma always be on the error on the cautious side. You know what I'm saying? Let's go ahead and just do the C-section, get it done. You know what I'm saying? And I've heard horror stories about dogs kind of making it from anesthesia and things like that. It's an unfortunate part of the process, but you also have to understand there are still risks when you put your dog under anesthesia, no matter what the blood work says.
Facts.
So I kind of take that hand in hand with a lot of stuff too.
That's right. All right, so for anybody who don't understand what he's saying is,
okay,
man, get that C-section done. I literally tried it, and it was the worst thing of my life, man. And it was my first litter too, so get that C-section done, man. And what's the when you do get a C-section, like, is there anything that you can do to make it easier for the dog when you come home after the anesthesia? Because like when I remember bringing my dog, and for like a couple of days she wasn't feeding them. I mean, she wasn't eating, and I mean they weren't eating. So what?
So first and foremost, if you know that you have a litter coming, this is not as you did, but in particular, if you know you have a litter coming and things like that, your job is to make sure before the dog comes on the C-section that everything's already set up anyway.
Most definitely.
You want to make sure in a nice quiet area where it's not too much loud noises and stuff like that. You want to make sure that they're not in a drafty area to where they could potentially catch upper respiratory infections. You also want to make sure that the area that they're in is pretty warm as far as temp-wise to make sure that they can stay warm as far as they're concerned, because puppies at that age, they can't regulate their own temperatures like that. So with that being said, that's why you see when they hurdle up and then they bundle you and then a hurdle or anything like that, that's how they kind of regulate the temperatures amongst each other and stuff like that and stay warm. Outside of that, I feel like I said, if you know that you shouldn't be playing catch up when it's time for these puppies to get here. Okay. I know and heard and seen a lot of people not going by the book the right way, shall we say. And what I mean by that is people don't do progesterone testing. People don't do confirmations as far as like X-rays or ultrasounds. So it's a lot of things that go into it before you even get a dog pregnant and things like that. So like I said, so that's when I said, if you know that you are potentially got a litter on the way, I feel like it's your responsibility as a breeder to make sure that you have the basic necessities and things like that. I do have actually a kit here that I'm gonna show y'all today as well while we on the topic of talking about that, as far as like weapon and things like that. So I do have that as well. So I'm gonna actually bring that out real quick for y'all, so y'all can actually see that. If you're having a litter, your money should be good. Yes, money should be good too. And reverse, yes, reverse PG testings as well. So you should be be doing reverse PG testings as well. Pertaining to what Billy was said as well. Pockets.
When should breeders contact a vet? Like the day that they start bleeding?
So
count down, like.
So the vet should be, like I said, so the vet should be contacted. Yeah, once you notice that the dog start bleeding, then if they are a repro vet, they'll give you a date to come in to start the progesterone test and stuff like that. So a repro vet is someone who works on the dog's reproductive system. So they deal with all the specialties as far as like that estrogens in dogs, the progesterones in dogs as well. They're more deep in depth than just a preventative care doctor. They more focus on the anatomy of the dog as far as breeding is concerned. So you have a repro doctor that specifically looks at the X, Y, and Z, egg fertilization and things like this. So
is it a certain one, or is it just like that's what they do?
That's what they do.
Oh,
so
okay.
You don't have every vet is not a repro vet. You have vets, like I said, that's a preventive care vet, ER vet. You have vets that are repro vets, but you also have ones that are repro and preventive care.
I never knew that.
So yeah, so that's why I tell people like a lot of the vets that that's out here around, a lot of them don't do preventive care stuff. I mean, they don't do repro stuff. They do more preventive care stuff. So yeah, so that's pretty much how do you want to tailor that as far as doing that. Okay. But while we ain't tapping in on this and talking about it, I'm good to go. Right on, bro. Right on, Brian. Now the phone's tall enough.
I showed this.
Huh?
I showed this read that comment.
Brian, hella funny. Yes, and that's true. Most vets are against repro, and the reason why is because they call it what is called pet overpopulation. So they want to have dogs spayed and neutered and things like that. So yes, there are a lot of vets that are against that. So that's why there's a limited vet that will do certain things towards repro. They pretty much don't want dogs. They want them to be spayed and stuff like that. Spayed and neutered.
Fox Creek did my dog like that. They talking into my first dog.
Right.
Yeah, man. That's
so
crazy. I ain't never know that though. The difference.
So pretty much what I have right here in this kit right here, as far as to start everything off, this is like kind of some of the bare minimum that you should have on hand. You should have antibiotics. You should either have your automatic suction as far as nasal suction for the dogs. Also have the manual as well, the bulb syringe. We also have as far as nasal drops for dogs. We have nasal congestion. We also have in here as far as a thermometer, so you want to definitely keep that on hand. I have medication in here for dogs who are not producing milk, that helps milk production. You want an actual thermometer for the room to see exactly, you know what I'm saying, to make sure that the puppies are getting the proper amount of temperature as well as far as heat is concerned. I got eye medication for, you know what I'm saying, eye infection. You want to have your feeding tubes. You want to have feeding tubes and things like that. What else we got in here? You want to have your syringes, different size syringes, your 3 ml syringes, your TB syringes and things like that. I got different size bottles in here as well. So you want to have different size bottles. So if you are planning on being a whelp or anything like that, these are the bare minimum necessities that you must have. This is something that you cannot go without. So like I said, keep all that in mind. Like I said, it's not, the weapon is not for everybody. Just put it like that. It's not for everybody. And I'm a weapon litter for 8 years, almost 8 years, but weapon is not for everybody. It's a 24-hour job. So like I said, this is just kind of a bare minimum just to show y'all like the kits that we have. Like I said, and I actually do sell these kits as well. So I do have these available as far as these kits are concerned. So if you're definitely interested in it, you can definitely get in my inbox about that. So like I said, then we also have as far as your nebulizing machine as well. So you definitely want to have like your nebulizing machine. So if you had to do anything for like congestion, breaking up, anything like that, dogs have like upper respiratory and things like that. They're going to have that kit. You want to have a mask as well for the puppies as well. So you definitely want to make sure you
find something like that.
So you can actually find this. You can get this all set up on Amazon.
Okay.
You can find it on Amazon for the whole setup and stuff like that, and ship. Of course, you know what I'm saying. Ship it right to you,
right.
And it's very reasonable too.
Right.
Have incubators just in case you need an incubator and things like that. So y'all on this live, do me a favor real quick. Hit that share button for me one time. Hit that share button for me one time, for real. But it's up there. So we're gonna get back to my dog, and we're gonna get back to this interview. I just want to show y'all some things that we do have that's non-negotiable as far as everything's concerned when you are weapon litters.
That's fact. So if nobody else knows how important it is to have that stuff, I know that it's important to have that stuff. I tried to do it without it. It don't work. Y'all go get y'all stuff. Everything he tell y'all can believe that this man know what he talking about. And while we was talking about weapons, just say like somebody got a job, they too busy for their dogs. Like how do somebody know how to pick out a whelper? Like how do we know like if I'm
I honestly,
what to look for?
I honestly tell people, do your research. People say that they whelp litters and things like that. Ask certain questions to these whelpers. You know what I'm saying? Ask them, you know what I'm saying? Important questions, not just mediocre questions. Ask them how long they been doing this. What's known for a dog? What's not known for a dog? What's known for their breeding? What's known for their defecation? What's known for as far as them sleeping? I ain't gonna say sleeping, but eating on their back. If that's normal or not, anything like that. It's like there are certain questions that should be asked. I want to see your resume. You know what I'm saying? Can I have proof of, you know what I'm saying, what pup you have wept and things like that, litters you have wept successfully. What's your success rate? You know what I'm saying? Don't just buy into it because somebody said, yeah, I've been whelping litters, or I whelp litters and things like that. You want to, like I said, I want to see that resume for sure. Like I said, so first of all, like I said, always do your research. Always do your research. make sure, ask them, is it okay that we set up a time for me to come over to your residence and view everything and see how everything is? You know what I'm saying? So if they tell you that, we can't do that this time, they're not for you.
That's right.
They're not for you.
That's right.
Simple.
That's right.
You want somebody that you can trust with your investment. You want somebody that you can trust with your kids. You know what I'm saying? And what I mean by kids is your dogs. So like I said, so all that goes hand in hand. You want to make sure that, hey, you're asking certain questions. Like I said, just don't do it because they say they do it. Also, contracts. Ask them, do they provide contracts? You know what I'm saying? What do they contracts entail? You know what I'm saying? Do they provide receipts? You know what I'm saying? So it's a lot of things that y'all can ask as a customer, as an investor, someone who's investing into somebody else before, you know what I'm saying, you say yay or nay. Those things that you should be looking into, that you should be asking these customers, that you should be asking the person, the whelper or the breeder, or anything like that.
Right.
So like I said, so me personally, to answer your question is, do your research and ask valuable questions. If they can't make you feel comfortable over the phone by just a simple conversation, they're not for you.
That's right.
If they can't answer questions and they seem like they flustered with you answering, asking X, Y, Z questions, they not for you.
Right. How much they be
gotta go move forward.
How much should they be looking to pay? Like, what's it?
So weapon.
Okay,
so weapon in general. Honestly, weapon in general, it varies depending on where you're going, where you at. I know some start at 600 and go up from there. And it just depends on the area you at and who you got weapon on with. So I've seen some. It just depends. It really depends, honestly. You know what I'm saying? So I say on the low end, you might find somebody doing about 500, and that's a per week charge.
Yeah,
that's a per week charge.
That's what I want to know.
So that's a per week charge. So in my process, I do the minimum of 2 weeks of little whelping. I do the max of 6 weeks of little whelping. So with that being said is, customers can make payments. There is a deposit that is required at the time of drop off, and then whatever your balance is, you can make those payments as you go or once it's time to pick up the puppies. And like I said, while we was talking about it, contract wise, just to kind of go over some things like that with my contracts. And shout out to my wife, because my wife actually got these together for me and stuff like that. Okay. But like I said, this pretty much contract that goes over, y'all can't really see it, but this contract pretty much goes over like when they the pick up the drop off date, and then once it's time for them to pick the dogs up, it goes over the payments, it goes over if the dog's on any medication, it gives me the owner's information, it gives me the dog's information. It also goes over as far as the state laws of Missouri as well, as far as what the owner is responsible for and what I'm responsible for as the as the whelper. So I have responsibilities just as well as the owner has responsibilities as well. So we are both held accountable at the same time. This also go over as far as if the dog has to be admitted to the hospital for whatever reason. If it's not due to my negligence, the owner is held fully responsible for any type of payment. Of course, if it's due to any of my negligence, I will take care of any payment whatsoever. This also goes over late fees. So like I said, y'all want to make sure y'all have all of this, like I said, right here. This is gold right here. This is gold. If you don't have this, when you go to court, if you ever have to go to court,
your ass grass.
It's my word against your word. For real. That's all. That's it. My word against your word.
It's black and white against your word.
So with that being said, is like I said, this right here holds myself accountable and also holds the breeder accountable, and they know what their responsibility is versus what my responsibility is. Why their investment is in my care.
All right. Paperwork question: Should somebody that's doing a co-own, should you do paperwork?
Yes, always.
Why is it important to do paperwork?
I feel like paperwork should be done no matter what, no matter who it is. What if it's your kennel partner? What if you co-owning? What if you're selling a puppy? What if you are pet holding a dog? Paperwork should be done regardless. For the simple fact, because if you and that other party come up on some type of agreement, and then y'all so happen to fall out later on down the line about that agreement y'all came up on, if it's not on paperwork and not documented, and y'all, like I said, if y'all want to ever go to court or anything like that, it's my word against your word. So it's like, if I have it in black and white right here, you signed this as well and dated it, acknowledging whatever agreement we came up on, I can hold you accountable in the court of law.
I like that. Yeah.
So that's just my take on it.
People wanted to know about that.
You know what I'm saying? But it's just a lot of backstabbing in the dog game.
It is.
You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of backstabbing in the dog game. It's a lot of negative bullshit in the dog game. And I try to stay clear of that. You know what I'm saying? I really try to stay clear of it.
And speaking on that, I want everybody to know, because I feel negative vibe from some people, you know? And I just wanted y'all to know, like, I came in this with my arms, with my mind, everything open, trying to figure out, more about these dogs and all that. So I'm going to reach out to y'all. I'm going to, like, at all the dog shows, I never could enjoy the dog show because I was the one walking around taking pictures of everybody and their dog. That's facts.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I was just trying to, you know what I'm saying? So that's why I'm doing this, because we trying to stop the negative. We trying to bring good vibe. Man, we trying to put some shit together for St. Louis, Missouri, because a lot of other states, some people coming together, but if they not, we gonna be the example. So back to that. So no more negative stuff, y'all. We gonna keep shit positive. And go ahead.
Y'all go in the shirt and
I had
slide.
to say that. I had to.
All right. But that's how
man.
that's how it's supposed to be, because like I said, we supposed to be a community.
It's all love over here. Kennel Talk. It's all love.
Community, you know what I'm saying? Dog community, you know what I'm saying? And a unit, but we don't move like that. You know what I'm saying? It's everybody against everybody. You know what I'm saying? Everybody clicking up, and it's fine to click up, but
I ain't thinking it'd be like that.
But at the same time, yeah, it's politics.
I ain't thinking it'd be like that.
You know, politics play a lot of things.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, it's like you can also stand outside. You know what I'm saying? Outside of everybody else and make a difference.
That's facts.
Yeah, it may take they say it may take an army, you know what I'm saying, or it may take a few to make some things happen, but shit, for real. And if you focus and you really want it to happen, you can make it happen yourself.
Man, I remember sharing while I had puppies for sale, I was sharing the other people who be sharing my shit.
Yeah.
That they puppies too, right when mine was for sale. And I see a lot of people, they don't help their friends out, man. And we gotta stop that, man. I see a lot of people, and I ain't talking about me, cause I ain't really had that many breeders, but like, man, if your partner breeding, man, like, you could be helping him, or you could be a downfall to him. You know what I'm saying? But like, I think a lot of people should, like, people be trying to outdo the person that they in business with, and I don't think like you should do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause people know you got a dog, and they'll try to go get something better, cause they think they can do something better. So I want to stop that too. And I bought a dog from a lot of people in St. Louis, man, and it was the people I looked up to with the dog. So.
Right.
Like, we gotta start supporting each other more, better. That's what I'm trying to say. Like, we gotta do better with that.
Agreed.
And I'm trying to show that. So.
Agreed. I definitely agree with that.
So, another thing I wanted to get on topic, because this show, it's about me learning too. So it's about, like, I got questions. I need, I don't have to have the answers for them, but like, I feel like, I need that. So,
ain't nothing wrong with asking. I tell people there's nothing wrong with asking questions, because me coming from where I come from, I'd rather for you to know than not to know.
Fact.
You know what I'm saying? A lot of people walk into this bully game blindsided, oblivious to the fact, thinking, oh, they just gonna get, they gonna have a lid and it's money up. No, that's not how it works. That's not how it works. And if you ever in that mindset, you're gonna lose.
Man.
You're gonna lose.
Man.
So with that being said, it's just the whole fact of like I give people the expectation of do it the way you want to do it, don't do it because how somebody else doing it. Or you know what I'm saying? There's nothing wrong with looking up to somebody, but at the same time, it's the whole fact of like, because my expectations and your expectations may be different. You know what I'm saying? My vision, your vision may be different. But I'm here to help you see your vision. Yeah, your vision may change eventually, but right now I'm here to help you achieve or see your vision, what you got going on, what's going on, you know what I'm saying? What you're trying to make and what you're trying to accomplish. Yeah. So I said, I'm far from a gatekeeper. As people know, and people that do know me know that, hey, you can call me anytime. If I'm by my phone and I'm available, I'm definitely answer that phone. Whether it's an emergency or not, I'm definitely picking up that phone.
That's facts. That's facts.
Terrence, what's up with it? AJ, Caleb, what's going on? Kevin, what's going on?
Yeah, so how at what age should you breed a female dog, and could it affect the dog further down the line if you breed her too early?
Honestly, you know what? To answer the first question of that, I typically after that second heat, then we let the females go. And now as far as breeding wise, I've heard people do first heat and stuff like that. I don't feel like that they should be doing that because the dog's not fully developed to my feeling. The dog hasn't matured enough and things like that. So
what if she is at a year and she never bled all the way into a year, all the way until past her birthday?
So if there's a rule of thumb from my understanding, and I had a female like that, then they come in to her first heat to after she was a year of age. And we went over here and bred her. She took as well. But you know what I'm saying? It's if they come in their first heat before their year of age, we don't breed them.
That's something I always want.
And y'all definitely can tap in on this as well. Y'all, you know what I'm saying? Y'all have a different take on this too, as far as how quickly do y'all breed y'all dogs and things like that. Let me know. You know what I'm saying? Everybody have their own perspective towards this.
I just wanted to hear it, and I just wanted to know it because, like I said, it's a learning experience for me.
Right.
So it's type of shit that I be wanting to know because I did my dog like that. The one that's pregnant now.
Right.
But she took though. Right. I did though. But I was just always wondering because I don't know what it is. Her daughter's like that too. Her daughter didn't believe to pass a year. Like I don't know what it was, but that's what I had about that question. So I'm gonna go off of some of the stuff that I had put together.
Yeah,
go ahead.
Oh
yeah, so as far as like taking care of a dog when they shedding, because I see you do a lot of grooming and stuff like that. What's the cause of shedding, and like how do you stop it or control it?
Well, so just to put this out there, I'm not an expert at, you know what I'm saying, I'm not a grooming specialist.
But you still can teach me something.
So I don't know the ins and outs as far as the shedding process, but I do know well enough as far as how certain products work. Put it like that. So with that being said, is with the grooming, as far as the grooming is concerned, as far as the grooming is concerned, how should I say this? I do more of the bathing, the nail clipping, the nail grinding, the ear cleaning, things on that side. I don't too much cut hair, so I don't know like to the certain degrees as far as shedding is concerned.
Okay.
But I do like to have other options that does help out with shedding. That does not stop it, but it does help out with the shed.
Do the food make the shed?
You have some foods that can depend on the diet. So your diet can play a part in your dog's coat as well. So I said, so you definitely have that plays a big factor as far as the dog's coat. Also, I tell people the environment as well. Your environment makes a big difference as far as your dog coat too. So if you have a dog that's in an unhealthy environment, constantly walking in feces, urine throughout the day, whether it's in the house, in the cage, in the yard, anything like that, that plays a huge factor in your dog's skin situations. So I definitely believe that, and I definitely know that to be true because I have seen it multiple times in the ER while working at the ER. So that does play a huge factor in that.
You know what I'm saying? This how I was. That's why I was trying to keep it up so I could see it.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, I appreciate that.
I can really pull up.
Well, that's game. That's game. That's free game, man. That's free game. Free game. So, I wanna talk about the vaccinations too because a lot of people, like me, I'm speaking for myself. Sometimes I get past with it, but how important is the vaccination and how often should you do it?
So vaccines are very, very important, and I highly recommend your dog being up to date on the distemper parvo vaccination. So we'll first talk about the parvo vaccine and things like that. Also, we'll talk about the deworming too. We'll talk about the scheduling. So when you have a litter of puppies, they can be dewormed as early as 2 weeks of age. So typically we do 2 weeks, 4 weeks, and then 6 weeks. And at that 6 week mark, then we go ahead and vaccinate them against distemper parvo. I know some other people may do it a little sooner. I don't see the reason of why doing it any sooner because the dog doesn't have enough antibodies for their body to even recognize the vaccination. So it's just a waste of a vaccine. And correct me if I'm wrong, or if you have any different input on a different take on, you're more welcome to chime in on this. But a puppy should have at least 4 series of the distemper parvo vaccination. Those series are spread out 3 weeks apart from each other. At the earliest you can do it is 2 weeks from the last vaccination being given. But those vaccines, that dog should have at least 4 series of that vaccination as far as distemper parvo vaccine is concerned. Because parvo, for those who don't know what parvo is, it's a zoonotic disease that travels through the